It's Sunday on Fox. According to our friends at Fox Bet, Patriots are 6.5-point favorites over Dallas. Nick Wright, you surprised the Pats are such heavy favorites?
No, this is right to me for a number of reasons. One is the game's in Foxborough. What that tells me is if the game were in Dallas, it'd be about a pick 'em. Which feels about right, because you would have the three. I think the Patriots don't get 3 points for being at home. I think they get about 3.5 for being at home, if not 4, because they've been so successful there.
And the weather's going to be a little shaky.
Right, and that's sometimes this part of the year has been part of their success. That Belichick, I remember during Deflategate, made it clear, man. Ask my players about the type of footballs we use at practice. They're wet, they're scuffed, they're bad, because they prepare for inclement weather. Because they're like, well, we're going to be playing in the playoffs, and they're going to be home games because we're going to go 13-3, and so yes, that's a factor in it. The other reason is because the Patriots right now have shown, last week included, an ability to win games when their offense does not play well. And so they obviously can beat you with their defense. They also, the few times this year their defense has been leaky, which is very few, the offense has picked up the slack, at least for a moment. That's what happened against Baltimore. The offense picked up the slack temporarily to get back in that football game and then was unable to do so late. And lastly, and to me this is the biggest reason that I'm confident in the Patriots this weekend, it's not because of their pass defense, not because of home field, it's because of the coaching discrepancy between Bill Belichick and between Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett knows he is coaching for his job this season, not this week, but this season. Bill Belichick also knows that he has the greatest job security of anyone maybe in all of sports. And if it is close, I like the Patriots. And I don't think the Cowboys can blow them out. So for all those reasons, I like New England this week, and I think the line's about right.
Yep. Well, I think I should like New England as well, and I do. You know, I'm not so sure about their offense, but you got to look at the stats. The stats say that they have won 20 straight home games by a margin of 16.6 points at home, and so that's impressive. They also haven't allowed a red zone touchdown all season long at home, and so those are impressive stats. But when you look at the game and the matchup, you're saying, what are the strengths of the Dallas Cowboys right now? Their strengths are throwing the football with Dak Prescott, which actually matches up well with the strengths of the Patriots defense. Right. They defend the pass very well. Now, if you want to run the football, which the Dallas Cowboys haven't done very well, that means those old linemen that they have, those older linemen that they have that haven't played well, they have to get in gear and get going. And for the last 2 games, the Cowboys haven't been able to run the ball effectively with Zeke. And so now that's why the line is so big when you talk about this spread, 6.5 points in favor of the Patriots.
You would think that it would be shocking because of what we have all kind of had the eye test of witnessing the way the Patriots offense has looked, or the lack thereof. So yeah, but I'm with the Patriots on this one. I'm not picking against the Patriots anymore this year. Period. I don't care who they're playing. I just won't do it, because the culture that they have in place there, when you look at their culture versus the Dallas Cowboys, that plays a huge role. And you talk about the head coach, that's who kind of sets your culture. Your head coach, how is he? What has he brought to the table? What type of winning has he established to set the tone and the culture? And when you look at Jason Garrett, there is that's non-existent, specifically against the teams that they need to beat. And so when you look at the Patriots, this is what they do week in and week out. They take care of business against the elites, against those who are down at the bottom, and against the average. Because their culture is consistent. We do what we do. We don't worry about our opponent. And so with all the high-flying power that the Dallas Cowboys have, it doesn't put any type of fear in the New England Patriots.
Almost in theory, because the Patriots had a real tough time with Baltimore, who almost manhandled them. And they haven't been playing great against teams with decent units like Buffalo Bills defense. But just break it down for me. If the Patriots are going to be the Cowboys, how are they going to do it? We know what their offense can do, and we know where their run defense is ranked right now.
Here's the most simple version of it. The Patriots get out to a 7-0 lead and never relinquish it. The Patriots have one great offensive drive the whole game, scripted plays, first 15 plays. Dallas gets out to their traditional slow start. And New England, I don't have the number in front of me, but I remember it flashing on the screen a few weeks ago. In Gillette, when leading at halftime over the last decade, they win like 97% of their football games. And so you're right, Jenna, that this Cowboys team will be one of the 3 or 4 best teams the Patriots have played all year long. Patriots played the Bills, struggled with them and won, who's a playoff team right now, played Baltimore and got beat twice by Baltimore to my eye, and then played Philly and scored 17 points but found a way to win that game. Those are the only 3 teams they've played this year that are in the real playoff discussion. But Dallas, on the other hand, has played much more difficult teams. They've just lost all of them. Played New Orleans, scored 3 first-half points. Played Green Bay, we're down 31-3. Played Minnesota, we're down 14-0. You fall down 14-0 New England, it is game over. You have no chance whatsoever in that building in particular. And so I understand your point, which is my skepticism of the Patriots passing attack, which I just don't know that they need to score 27 points to beat the Dallas Cowboys. I thought they would need to score into the 20s to beat Philly. It's why I picked Philly.
What we talked about.
But I don't know that they are going to have to do that to beat the Cowboys in Foxborough.
If the Dallas Cowboys can't get their running game going. If the Dallas Cowboys can find a way to establish the run game, which they haven't been able to do over the last couple of games against better defenses, when you talk about Minnesota and Detroit, run defenses anyway, then that's going to give the Patriots some problem if they can do that. Now they have to get back to Zeke, being able to run the football, having confidence in that, but not just running downhill football, handing them the football and go. They have to be creative, more closer to what the Baltimore Ravens were. Now, I'm not talking about running with your quarterback, but running plays where you're saying, okay, we're going to offset a guy, we're going to put him in motion, we're going to make the defense think, we're going to make them not be able to just go straight ahead and play you and blow up your football plays. If you are able to do that, make sure the guy's not knowing exactly where the ball is going, like the Baltimore Ravens were able to do. You're able to run against this football team if you're able to do that consistently. They haven't done it in the last couple weeks.
It's hard to have that much confidence in the Cowboys. They've only beaten 2 teams outside of their division, the Miami Dolphins and then the Lions, without Matthew Stafford playing. So we'll see. All right, Brian, stick around. Coming up, is the season on the line tonight for Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans next on First. Magic wrote, if he continues at this pace, he will definitely be the league MVP this season. No one is playing better than him. And what's scary is his story is still being written. All right, Sarah, is Magic right? LeBron, the MVP right now as we sit here today?
I believe he is. I believe he is. I think that Giannis has been having a monster start to the season. He is certainly in the conversation, but I think at this point what LeBron has helped the Lakers to do, how well they've been playing, I never would have anticipated, despite the fact that their schedule is favorable to start the season, that they would have had to start and come together so quickly with all the pieces. I also think the numbers for LeBron are, of course, very impressive. What he's helped Anthony Davis become, the way in which he's continued to, just by the eye test, get to that next level defensively of what we used to see in years past. I think that if you're looking at the situation saying, who do I want to have the ball at the end of the game, I want it LeBron James' hands.
Well, and you mentioned what he's helping Anthony Davis do. A totally revamped coaching staff.
Yeah.
A totally revamped roster. The guys who are on this team that predate LeBron James, I think the full list is KCP and Kuzma. I think this is a new team.
Yeah.
And I know Laker fans last year so we're still a little squeamish on LeBron, like, you're not going to break up our young core. You're not going to do what you did. No, he's going to do all of it.
Yeah.
And he's going to bring in another great player. And then all of a sudden, the team, what has been shocking to me is I thought they'd be really good defensively. I did not think they could be. Well, because I thought
Anthony Davis,
and when they made it clear they wanted to play another center, to play Anthony Davis.